everybody, and welcome back to the show. I just want to start off with a little bit of housekeeping at the top. You may have noticed in both of last week's episodes, I have implemented a new intro. I started to get a little bit burnt out on making beats and grooves for every single episode, and in the longer episodes, it just doesn't make as much sense to have beats droning on in the background. So moving forward, I'm still going to do music here and there to kick off and accompany my episodes, but that'll usually be for shorter ones like this. And my more long form videos are just going to have the intro and usually no music during the body of the actual piece. So let me know what you think about that. I just didn't want to get too burnt out on making stuff. I really enjoy making the beats. I anticipate putting out some Fusilli mixtapes in the future. I've had some people reach out and say they'd be interested in that, so keep your eyes out for that. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't. Love you guys. Anyway, I'm a little late to the game on this one. Everybody else has already talked about this video, but you know I'm a Mike Arnold stan. If you watch the videos, you hear me talking about Casper, you hear me talking about Remy, but when it comes to the OG Atlantic Drift guys, Mike Arnold, in my opinion, is the coolest. He does the most big-brained tricks of all the guys. He's a bit of a switch lord, but he's not annoying about it. In my opinion, he had the coolest ever Adidas Pro Model shoe. He did the handball top, which was retooled for skating. I thought that was super sick. I've had other versions of the handball top in the past, but they tend to have more of a handball rubber outsole, which doesn't lend itself well to skating. It's a little bit less grippy. Thankfully, the ones that Mike Arnold did came through the skate program and had the proper skate formula rubber outsole that they use, and it was very grippy. I enjoyed skating that shoe very much. Anyway, last week, the good people at Adidas, as well as Thrasher magazine, graced us to a little bit of Mike Arnold and Daewon. I think it was a good idea to get these two guys together in terms of their approach. I find them very similar. Daewon, obviously a legend in the game, and has really cemented his legacy as the original genius, can do anything on a skateboard, but does it stylishly, does good tricks, and I think Mike Arnold is really carrying the torch forward, so it's cool that these guys are both on Adidas, and I think it's cool that they got them together to make this little edit. Shout out Thrasher magazine, last remaining print skateboarding publication in the United States. There's something to be said for that. And obviously this is a Jacob Harris production. Anytime you see Mike Arnold, chances are he was filmed by Jake Harris. Okay, wasting no time. Here we go. Fantastic. Alright, I'm going to be pausing and going back a lot in here because it took me a while to wrap my head around some of these maneuvers that Mike was doing. But we're going to look at it together. We're going to go over it with a fine-toothed comb here. Nollie cab to switchback nose blunt. Back to switch. Unbelievable. And he's got the Atlantic Drift jellyfish all over print pants. I wanted these pants so bad when they came out I couldn't get them. But I think they're awesome. And like I said in the last episode, all over print's coming back. Hopefully Jake Harris treats us to another run of these bad boys. Nice. Skinny little big spin. Skinny little fakey tray. They put all the skinny tricks together. Love it. You know, normally, you'd see a guy just roll up and over that thing and that would be the trick, but Mike hits you with the front shove. He's just got it like that. Nice little funny little line on down on the docks. I feel like we've seen him skate this spot before. But here's something I love about Jacob Elliott Harris. He'll do some little Monty Python type stuff just for fun. Completely incidental to what's going on in the clip. He's got the little bike falling down, splashing in the water there. Love that. Love the whimsical elements. Sweet. So, front side nose grind slappy pop up to 50. Crazy spot. And I had to watch that one a couple of times. It's just a switchback 180. But his feet kind of leave the board entirely for a few. Yeah, look. Like a hippie jump almost. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is what I hate. This is the Kevin Rodriguez flying off a curb onto another curb and landing and grinding for a little bit. But Mike really does it. You know, if you're going to do it, really do it. A switchback 180 to front grind. He really lands in the grind, controls it, and then does a little nollie pop out. I mean, you got to respect it. The Wally, turn around to switch Wally. Seems kind of like light work for Mike. Not very big brain to this one. That switchback 3, though. Yeah, they had to show you twice. The switchback 3, I mean, Mike is a switchback 3 god. I know Blake Carpenter's got a mean one. Mike Arnold could give him a run for his money. Switchback 3 in Milan. Milano Centrale. This clip I thought was kind of funny as well. Just a manual and then ride through a little pond. Probably harder than it looks, but also kind of slight. Got some dreamy Jacob Elliott Harris stuff going on here. Mike watching Daewon in his prime to garner some inspiration. That was great. Nose manual, revert to firecracker. Nose manual, revert to switch firecracker. And then this boosted switch heel that just gets away from him. Great clip. California Dreamin'. Daewon showing that even at the ripe old age of 100, he can still take a slam. I like it when they do stuff like this, when they do sort of intergenerational jams in skate media. I think it's cool. I think it works, especially with these two guys. Doing some shenanigans down by the LA River. Nice. Wholesome, good clean fun with these guys. Little quick foot action. You know, Mike definitely didn't do his best stuff for this part, but there's some standout stuff. I think that he's probably filming, that nollie was nice, for something else. Daewon being Daewon here. Classic Daewon maneuvers. A squiggly manual. I thought that was dope. Little doubles clip. I thought that was sick. The switch front heel to wall ride in. That's Daewon's banger from this edit. In my opinion. That was so clean. Love that. And that's Mike's banger from this edit if you ask me. The nollie heel. Hippie flip. Bam. So good. I know that his ender was like arguably cooler or whatever, but getting a little cheese and crackers here. The nollie heel hippie flip, I think, was badass. This was crazy too. The switch, what do you call this? When the board goes 180 and you go 360. The small spin, switch small spin. Crazy. He did it so well. Daewon doing a tray flip to fakie like always. Here we go. This is the best example of gapping to a curb. Nollie back 180 to switch grind. He didn't really land exactly in the grind perfectly. Yeah, but still so much better than what Val Bauer did in the Rosvit video. I'm sorry. It's so much more considered when you actually air out and land on the curb in a grind, instead of just flailing onto it and hoping for the best. Some more old Daewon footy. They brought back the green bench for nostalgia. Mike put a hurtin' on it. Thought this was pretty cool. It just shows how much control Mike has. Daewon setting the Slappy community on fire here with this one. Bam. Very nice. Aging gracefully, I have to say. This was Diesel as well. To gap that out of Nose Manny, very cool. Again, just who would look at this spot and say, oh yeah, nose manual back lip, switch manual. And he did it so perfectly. I love these shoes as well. These campuses that he's wearing here, the all white leather campus. I had a couple pairs of these. I still have a pair of these. Great shoe. Oh, here's another thing I like about Mike. He does this parkour, like he'll like jump out of a window. There's a great ad that came out of this. I'll try and find it and put it in afterwards, where he's just jumping out of a window. That was kind of a funny line. Little skirt, turn around, fakey flip, switch ollie. Fakey tray, hippie flip. He's hitting you with the hippie flips in this one for sure. Normally, on paper, I would be skeptical of something like this, manual to front blunt. But the way that Mike does it, the blunt is so proper and he comes out with such speed. It makes for a really cool line. And there's the absolutely tweaked switch heel. There's the fakey flip that everybody gushed over on Instagram and Quarter Snacks and all the rest of it. Fakey flip through a bicycle. Pretty cool. And here's the ender. Nose manual to front blunt. Tray flip got strobecked away from him. Even Jacob Harris might botch your celebratory tray here and there. Even the best in the biz. But let's go back and watch this ender here. Nose manual, he's cooking. Snap, boom, front blunt. Very cool. Thanks, Mike. Very cool. I liked this a lot, you know. I'm a big fan of Jacob Harris. I like the way he films. I like the way he puts his edits together. I think he's a pro. I think he's staff videographer at Thrasher now, because I always see articles in Thrasher about where the Atlantic Drift guys are. I always see the photos. So Jacob Harris is the man when it comes to filming British people and filming people in general. Yeah, the skating overall, I would say, was good. It's up to the usual Mike Arnold standard. It's not an all-out blowout, which makes me think that he's probably got some other stuff stacked. Maybe there will be a feature Atlantic Drift for him the same way that there was the Casper and the Tom Knox one previously. So I would love to see that. I would love to see more Mike Arnold. I think he's pretty underrated compared to the rest of the Atlantic Drift guys and the rest of the Adidas guys. So I always like it when I get a little spotlight on Mike. So I enjoyed this. I enjoyed the Daewon tie-in. I thought it worked. I thought, you know, these guys are both sort of think outside the box guys, but they're not gimmicky the way they do it. They do interesting tricks that make you kind of say, huh, but they're still obviously really difficult and done in a way that is very stylish. So, yeah, thank you, Mike. Thank you, Thrasher. Thank you, Daewon. Thank you, Adidas. Thank you, Jacob Elliott Harris. Really enjoyed this one and hope to see more stuff coming in the future. Shout out to all of the followers. We just passed 200 subscribers. and it's only just the beginning. So happy Fusilli grind. Have a nice week. Love you guys. Bye-bye.